The footage you were never meant to see continues.
Sit on a bench at Disneyland on Fat Street. I just sit there and I love it. I learned so much. Watching people, studying people's characters. And that's what I like. I like going inside. And that's the same thing as performance. You can tell right away when an artist, you can read it on her face when she's dancing. She's counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And you can see it. But that's the wrong concept for dance. Dancing is about feeling, not about thinking. So when they count, they're thinking. You feel, become the bass, become the drums, become the guitar and the strings. You just become a oneness, you know? That's very important. But that's real.
But that's Michael Jackson talking as a performer.
I love performing.
But that's not...
I wish I could sleep on stage.
But that's not Michael Jackson the person.
One of the most compelling and revealing lines of questioning that Martin Bashir pursued had to do with the strict discipline that Michael and his brothers endured at the hands of their father. Unfortunately, this is footage that Mr. Bashir and his producers have not allowed us to show you. But we can tell you that it was a very emotional description of beatings with belts and the cords from irons.
You remember when you said to me that you just wanted to run away from your father?
I hid. I used to hide.
Well, one of the things I can see this man tried to do, he tried to pin something on me where I was real brutal. And raising these guys, Jermaine and all the rest of them, they all got whippings. But they didn't get no beatings, you know. They got whippings. And
we were disciplined in the way that which he knew. And during that time, all children and parents at the time, they whipped their kids. We had to be in before the lights were on at night, and we had to ask for things. And I thought it was great because it allowed us to become what we became. We never got on drugs. We never got in trouble. And I see the difference from my upbringing as when I came to California and friends that I went to school with, how they would curse their parents out and slam the door and disrespect them.
Joseph didn't beat him or anything like that. We just disciplined him out of love. And the Bible says if you love a child, you will discipline them.
The discussion of the strict discipline and verbal abuse by Michael's father went on for almost 8 minutes in Mr. Bashir's finished special. But what he did not include was a short but very revealing comment from Michael about his father.
He just, I don't think how much he hurt me when he was little, but he's a genius. The man is a genius. At the same time, he is a genius. He really is.
But Michael, he injured you when you were a child.
Yeah, but look what came out of it.
Well,
maybe I wouldn't have the affection for the kids that I have today, wanting to help them.
Without a doubt, one of the most controversial topics of Michael Jackson's life is his relationship with children. The scandals and rumors surrounding allegations made against Jackson are the subject of seemingly endless speculation. As we told you before, Michael Jackson has no editorial control over the content of this program. What you see and hear is intended to be an unbiased presentation that allows you to draw your own conclusions.
Some years ago, you yourself were about to embark on a tour, and allegations were made about you and children. What about 1993? What happened? What was Michael Jackson doing?
Because they don't know me. They don't know me. All that was false. Complete innocent guy. I would never do that. I would slit my wrist if I would hurt a child.
He would never hurt a child. Never. It's not in him. No way. He would never do anything inappropriate with a child. It's the furthest thing from his mind. When those allegations came, 93, I think it was. It's devastated. I mean, talk about going for the jugular.
At every opportunity, the media has dissected and manipulated these allegations to reach their own conclusions. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me.
I watched Michael after they accused him of that child molestation. But at first he was a little lonely and all, but he never stopped because he knew it wasn't the truth, and he never stopped loving children.
No, that's what I admire about him. He keeps going. He's not going to give up. And he's going to still give to all of us. I just know it. And Bashirs will come and go. You know? Michael will live forever.
Apparently there's some confusion with sleeping in beds. My favorite thing to do is to sit in bed and watch TV. If you're coming over, take your shoes off, get on the bed, we're watching TV.
Michael was never indicted. I said he was never charged. He was never anything. Now, they came in this house, right, and they tore this house apart. They went in my mother's safe. They went in, and they tore it up, and they went in my mother's high blood pressure pills, and they were looking at, I mean, just what were they looking for? They were trying to get some crap on Michael that was not true.
What hurts you most?
When they lie. The lies. They're complete lies. And it hurts. And it hurts me because I know there's children out there who has to hear that crap.
Why do people do that when all you have done is brought some of the most beautiful music, most beautiful popular music that many of us have ever heard? Why do people want to judge you if you've done, all you've done is been an artist and brought wonderful music?
Because with success, people become jealous. It hurts to be misunderstood. No matter how much you try to put people on track, there will still be some judgment, things said that it's so far from the truth.
Following the broadcast of Mr. Bashir's special, the speculation about what went on in Jackson's private life was once again headline news, primarily due to the story of Gavin, a young man who had reportedly been dying of cancer.
Gavin was somebody who was diagnosed with cancer. Doctors gave him, I think, 3 weeks or 1 month to live.
One of his last wishes was to meet Michael, a request fulfilled through Los Angeles businessman Jamie Masada.
Then he said to me, he said, under his breath, he said, I want to meet Michael Jackson. At that point, I didn't know Michael Jackson. I just came out of the room, I started crying. I didn't know what to do. I called Neverland. I said, is any way you can get a chance to call the kid? Then I'll come in next day, and I said, Gavin, he'll have a little smile on his face. I said, Gavin, what's going on? He said, Michael, call me.
Gavin and his family formed an immediate bond with Jackson, creating an atmosphere that many believe played a large part in Gavin's recovery.
You know, 2.5 years ago, the doctor, they said 2 more weeks he's dead. Now he's alive.
His appearance on the Bashir special showed a seemingly healthy and happy young man, clearly very fond of Jackson. And while Mr. Bashir did touch on Gavin's amazing recovery, many believe that the real focus was on Michael's relationship with the young man, especially the revelation that they had spent the night in the same room.
The thing is upset me right now. The reason I'm giving you in the interview, because Gavin called me. He was crying on the phone. He went in a gas station. The kids in gas station, they start kidding. Oh, you are the kid doing this with Michael. You slept in Michael. It's horrible to do to a kid. This kid been through life. He's been through horrible life so far.
Since Mr. Bashir's documentary aired, Gavin and his mother have gone into seclusion after being bombarded by requests for interviews from tabloids around the world. This statement released to the press by Gavin's mother says, I'm appalled at the way in which my son has been exploited by Martin Bashir. The relationship that Michael has with my 3 children is a beautiful, loving, father, sons, and daughter one. To my children and me, Michael is a part of our family. In addition, she is considering action against Mr. Bashir for including Gavin in his special without parental consent.
We'd like to remind you that while Michael Jackson provided much of the footage you are seeing tonight, he has absolutely no editorial control over the content of this program. In the past hour, you've seen a British journalist ask some tough questions.
What hurts you most?
When they lie, the lies, they're complete lies.
And some tougher questions.
You had sex with Debbie.
Yes.
I know that's difficult for me to say because you're so embarrassed.
You're about to hear Michael Jackson's family rally around him, voicing their support.
They can go and talk to these children all they want. They're not going to find anything. What they need to do is leave him alone.
And voicing their disagreement.
I hear Michael saying that he's lonely, but back in those days, Michael had his brothers. He had all his brothers to play with.
You've seen Michael's ex-wife come forward for the first time with expressions of emotion.
I'd never seen that happen. And that's what made it wonderful for me.
And expressions of strength.
I cannot leave my children. My children are with their father, where they're supposed to be.
But most of all, you've seen Michael Jackson's own private cameras catch the good.
I think God outdid himself when he created children.
The bad.
If you dangle blanket over a balcony, you are going to be severely criticized.
The strange.
You let the chimps use your own bathroom?
Sure, yeah, of course. Bubbles would go himself.
And the strangely human.
I am Peter Pan.
Oh, you got your Michael Jackson.
I'm Peter Pan by heart.
But what you've seen so far is only the beginning of the Michael Jackson interview. The footage you were never meant to see.